Welcome to the second week of the Adventure Life Coaching Program. I am your Adventure Life Coach, John Henry Burnett, once again coming to you from sunny South Africa, and I'm sitting in front of the so-called Adventure Life Coaching painting. Now, I bought this painting a couple of years ago while I was still figuring out many things for myself, and at the time I was facing a major struggle with the so-called rat race of life. And at the time I just knew that there had to be more to life than what I was experiencing, and from my experience I was able to write the Adventure Life Coaching Program to share some of my profound secrets and advice with people out there in the world who also wants to experience freedom and to be free of the rat race of life. And I bought this painting to remind myself that life is colorful and life is fun. Life is not all bad. And when we start to realize that there is more to life than the one that we're currently living, then we are on the right track to changing our lives. Now back to week number 2 and its coaching instructions. Now week number 2 is gonna be a very practical week. It's also gonna be very challenging, especially if you're an introvert. Now if you are, bear with me, because by following the coaching instructions for week number 2, you will be equipped and empowered to make tremendous growth in your personal life journey. In week number 2, I'm going to ask you to get out of your comfort zone and to go into your community. And I'm going to ask of you to go there and to experience and observe certain things for yourself. Now these things are all based on the perspectives of people concerning their own lives. How do people view their own lives? Is it colorful? Is it adventurous? Is it creative? Is it fun? Or is there tremendous room for growth? Now, in order for you to complete this challenge, I will advise you to go to some sort of market in your community. Either a farmer's market or a supermarket or whichever market, it doesn't really matter. Now what I want you to do once you get to that market is I merely want you to blend in with your fellow shoppers. Now you can either be pretending to buy certain products, or you could actually be buying products that you actually need. However, I want your main primary focus and agenda to be to observe other people. And there are a couple of things that I want you to observe concerning your fellow shoppers, and they are the following. Now first of all, and this is generally speaking, and it does not go for everybody out there, but generally speaking, people are not very friendly. And this is something you can easily miss when you're not looking out for it. But once you take the time to really observe people, you'll see that people are not very friendly. Not many people have friendly body language or really takes an interest in other people's lives. Secondly, and once again this is generally speaking, but people appear to be very self-focused. Not many people take any interest in anybody else's lives except their own. People are consumed by their own thoughts. Why are they here? They're here to buy X, Y, and Z. What are they going to do after? They should go here, there, and then do that. People are so consumed by their own worlds that they miss what's going on around them. They have seemingly no interest in anybody else except themselves. Thirdly, most people have very poor body language. People walk around slouching with shoulders hanging, or looking down, looking to the floor, not looking other people in the eyes. Most people walking around with some sort of frown on their face without them even knowing it. Not many people are walking around with a nice smile on their faces, or with a so-called hip in their step. So there you have it, 3 vital aspects of human behavior that helps us understand how human beings view the lives that they are living. Now, you might be sitting there saying, John Henry, what does this have to do with anything? The lesson is this, that the rat race of life in the 21st century is busy creating societies across the entire globe consisting out of people who seems to be unfriendly, self-focused and seemingly sad, down and depressed. Now that is such a shame, considering that we as human beings were meant to rule. We were never meant to live like this. Life without color. My friend, in Adventure Life Coaching, that is the #1 lesson that you need to learn. I can tell you about how people view their lives and that people's lives seem to be without color. But if you do not go out there and see and observe it for yourself, you will not be able to enhance the fullness of this reality. By understanding this fundamental principle that most people across the globe struggle to find true color and adventure in their lives, is the #1 principle that you will need to understand in order to change your life. Now my friends, I am all for focusing on the beautiful, the fun and the precious aspects of life. But for now, for a short time, I'm gonna ask of you to stand still and briefly focus for a short time only on the negative aspects of life. Now you've observed certain things for yourself. You have now observed life without color for yourself and you've seen it for what it really is. Now I want you to go home and I want you to take 10, 15 or 20 minutes, how long it ever may take, and go meditate on this concept of life without color. I want you to go think through the things that you saw for yourself. I want you to go think through the people that you saw, the general unfriendliness, the hopelessness that you saw in people's eyes and in their body language. Let this concept of life without color flow over you like a giant waterfall. Now that you've meditated on this not so nice concept of life without color, I want you to stand up and I want you to write a brief note to self. And in this note to self, I want you to put the heading Life Without Color. And underneath it, I want you to write 10 points describing what is life without color for you personally. Now, when I did it many years ago, I came up with ideas such as no fun, no adventure, sadness, depression, etc. But I don't want you to take my ideas, I want you to make it personal for yourself. And then I want you to take this paper, this note to self, and I want you to put it up somewhere in your house where you will see it on a daily basis for the remainder of this 10-week course. I want you to see it every day, and it must be a constant reminder of what is life without color. Now, my friend, I hope you see this note to self so often that you get absolutely sick of it. I want you to get sick of this rat race of life. I want you to get sick with this concept of life without color. Now at the end of week 2, I want you to take some time from your schedule and I want you to make a conscious decision that your life will change. I want you to make the decision because that's where it all starts. It starts with a single decision that your life will change, that you will quit the rat race. And I want you to write a second note to self with a personal message such as, I will quit the rat race. And I want you to put the date there as well. Or your message can say something as, my life will change with the date. And I want you to place it next to the first note to self. Now my friends, I realize very well that at this point in time you may not know with what you'll be replacing this old life without color. But don't you worry, I will still help you with that in the weeks to come. I will still help you add tremendous adventure and tremendous fun and color to your life. What's important at this point in time, that you've made a conscious decision that your life will change, that you will quit the rat race of life. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a like, a thumbs up at the bottom, and remember to check out the link to my blog at the bottom, and share this video if you please so that others might also enjoy this great adventure of changing their own lives. I'm looking forward to seeing you in video number 3. It's gonna be another very practical week, but it's guaranteed to be changing your life.